Hey yogis, welcome to this morning's gentle flow. So nice to have you here. You can see the sun is shining and the roosters are crowing. They can be very noisy sometimes, but I like them. So let's roll out the rubber rectangle and get started on our gentle flow. Coming into Sukhasana, easy seated pose. I'm just going to rest the hands on the knees. Close down the eyes for a moment. Coming into our space, into this time, this present moment. Acknowledging our effortless yet powerful breath. Taking these next few breaths to ground and connect us. Relaxing the shoulders. Acknowledging the breath going in and out of the body. The lift of the chest. The softening of the belly. Going to take 3 more breaths here in this space. Bringing our hands to heart center. We're going to open our practice with one Om this morning. Take an inhale breath and release the breath. Next inhale for Om. A gentle humble bow of the head. And just for today, setting one intention. Maybe it's finding faith, courage or fearlessness on your mat today. Take an inhale breath and send that intention out to the world with the exhale breath. Gently opening up the eyes and resting the hands onto the knees. Release the left hand down to the earth, right hand to the left knee. Just take a gentle twist, gazing over that left shoulder. The inhale breath lengthening through the back body. And that exhale breath just allowing you to deepen that twist ever so slightly. 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Inhale and lengthen as you come up to the center and over to the other side. Exhale as you look over that right shoulder. Keep the length in the back body and the gentle gaze. Noticing any sticky points this morning. One more breath here. As you inhale, lengthen up, come back through center. Place the hands down on the earth in front of you and just start to walk the hands forward. A little rock on the hips side to side, a little bit of movement here. And eventually bringing the elbows down and just dropping the head. Inhale into the back ribs. Exhale, let go. Two more breaths here. With your next inhale breath, we're going to lift the left hand up off the mat and gaze towards the fingertips. Exhale, inhale, right arm lift. Exhale, release. 4 more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Walking the hands back to the shins. Uncross the legs. Cross them over the other way. And this time we'll take the left hand over to the right knee. Gentle twist here. Inhale, length through the spine. And this back hand, I've just got fingertips planted into the earth. And I notice I can lift up a little higher here on the inhale. And as I exhale, gently deepen that twist. Trying to keep both sitting bones planted on the earth so I'm not lifting that left hip to get up and around into this twist. One more breath here. Exhale, release through center, right hand, left knee. Left hand's behind the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gazing over that left shoulder. Again, sending that right hip down to the earth. Not letting it escape, but deepening the twist through the spine, not by lifting the hip. Inhale back to center and walk the hands out in front. Maybe this side feels a little less restricted now that we've moved a little bit. Drop the head down. 3 breaths here. Inhale into the back ribs, and as you exhale, just allow yourself to sink a little deeper. Last breath here, exhale. Inhale, walk the hands back. Coming all the way up. Inhale, take the arms up over the head. Reach nice and high. Interlace the hands and stretch the hands up towards the sky. Reaching, 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 as though you're telescoping the ribs away from the hips. The hips remain grounded and connected to the earth. Just lifting the heart space, maybe a gentle gaze up towards the fingers. Inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Exhale. And release back down to the earth. I'm just going to turn around. I'm going to interlace the hands behind the back and turn the hands palms down towards the earth, opening the heart space, sending the heart forward, feeling that lift and lengthening through the back body. See if you can draw the belly to spine just slightly here. Breathe, feel that lovely stretch into the arms. Inhale, release the arms, give them a little bit of a shake here, shake it out. Take the right arm across the body, a little bit of a shoulder stretch here. Sit back in the hips, draw belly to spine, and I'm using my left arm here onto my forearm just to pull that across, and it gives me a little bit of a stretch into my shoulder. 2 more breaths here. Just because it feels good. We're going to take that right arm up and over the head, just a little gentle tricep stretch. Belly to spine, always activating the core, even in these gentle moments. Release that arm down to the earth, swap it over other side. Left arm comes across the body, and I'm drawing that left arm in towards the chest using the strength of my right arm. Belly to spine, sit back in the hips, lengthen through the back body. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath. Release that arm up and over, down the back, tricep stretch. Belly to spine. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, you might be able to deepen that stretch just a little more. You're going to feel this in the back of the arm, all the way down under the armpit here. Last breath. Release. Give the arms a little bit of a shake, shake it off. And we're going to come over onto our knees, pressing the hands, palms into the earth and extending that right leg behind us, bending into the right knee. And we're just going to take 5 hip circles. A little bit of cracking going on there. Take them nice and slowly and make sure that you get some big circles happening there all the way around. And when you've done 5, reverse that back in the other direction. That's 3. You'll notice that one side, like my direction, will be completely coordinated and the other direction is a little bit like, what's happening here? Come back to your tabletop with that leg extended. Take the right foot across the left, knife edge of the foot into the floor, plant the hands, gaze towards the toes and feel that stretch in the side body. Lengthen through the spine, so the crown of the head drawing away, and sink the hips over towards the right side of the mat. So the hips are going in that direction, opposite to the foot. Plant the hands, lift the heart, and stretch again with that inhale breath. And the exhale, allowing that stretch to deepen ever so slightly. One more round of breath here. Inhale, exhale. Coming back to center, swapping over to the other side, hands, palms, plant. Lift that back leg, bend, and that back knee, flex the foot. Hip circles, one way then the other. Big circles with that hip. Creating a little bit of mobility in there, and strength. One more. And then we're going to go back in the other direction. Last one. Bringing that foot nice and long, the leg long. We're going to take that foot, got a little bolster in the way there, just shuffle myself. Press the hands into the mat. Gazing towards that left foot. As you inhale, lengthen the crown of the head away from the toe. Exhale, gaze towards that left foot. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Last one. Notice the body warming up already. Coming back to your tabletop space. Press the hands into the earth. Press the shins, and we're just going to hover here. A little bit of core work. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. 1 round of cat-cow or cow-cat. Here's the cow stretch. Exhale, round through the back body. There's a cat stretch. Come back to neutral spine. Lift the knees up off the earth. Hover here. 5, 4, 3. Press the hands into the earth. Last one. Release down. Little cat-cow or cow-cat. Exhale. Up and over. Last round here. Shins press the earth. Knees lift. This time we're just going to lift that left knee for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, release. Cow. Cat. Shins. Knees lift. Right knee up for 5, 4, 3, 2. And release. Inhale, belly goes down, feels good. Exhale, roll through the back body, also feels good. Drop the head. Tuck the toes here, lift the hips. We're coming into our first downward facing dog of the day. We're going to press our hands into the mat, walk our feet out, walk the dog as we sometimes say. Hands are like starfish into the mat, pressing the mat away. Hips are lifted, finding a little bit of movement there something that feels good. And going to find a little bit of stillness. Maybe your downward dog is less than perfect today, but we're after practice, not perfection. Drop the head down. Find a little space here. Our first exercise this morning, or our first little bit of flow, is what I like to call lift, roll, bend and send. So we're going to lift the heels up, and then we're going to roll through the back body to plank. You're going to find that bend in the knees and send the heels back to the ground as you lift the hips. So we have a lift of the heels, roll through as we articulate each vertebrae in the spine, bending the knees, sending the hips high, the heels low. Lift, roll, bend, and send. Let's do 3 more of these. Lift, roll, bend, and send. 2 more. Lift, roll, bend, and send. Last one. Lift, roll, bend, and send. 2 breaths here in your downward facing dog. Drop the head to give a little bit of a shake here. Lift the heels, come forward into your plank, drop the knees down to the earth, and come down for Ashtanga Namaskar. So this is where our chin, chest, hands and knees are connected to the earth. 8 points of contact. Breathe here. Elbows into the ribs. Uncurl the toes. Send the heart forward, baby cobra. Breathe. And relax all the way down onto the mat. Draw the legs together like a long tail of a cobra. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Release the breath. Kiss the mat. See you, mat. Inhale. Peel the body off the earth. Breathe here. Release the shoulders down the back. Exhale and release. Turn the ear down to the mat and relax the arms for just a moment. Toes touch, heels fall out to the side. Breathe and feel the belly connected into the earth. Deeply satisfying, release the breath. 1 more breath. Hands underneath the shoulders. Feet zipped up, 1 long tail. Kiss the mat, exhale the breath. Inhale, peel the body up and lift a little bit higher into this cobra. Send the shoulders down the back. Inhale, draw the heart space forward. Exhale and release. Left ear down to the mat. Hands by the side, toes touch, heels fall out. Deep inhale breath. Exhale, release. 1 more deep inhale breath. Exhale, release. Hands back under. Actually take the hands wide this time. You're going to take a little bit of a wide push up. Zip the legs up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Another round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 to go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Interlace the hands behind the back this time. Locust pose, Shavasana. So my hands, palms are squeezing together as best I can. And if this is really tough for you, you can grab a towel or a strap. Squeeze the legs together. And as you inhale, draw the hands down past the butt and start to lift the heart space. 2 more little inhale breaths here. Exhale and release. Release the arms. You can turn the head so that the ear is resting on the mat and you get a little stretch into the neck. On expiration of Shavasana, we're going to lift the arms and the legs. So bring the chin back to the mat, zip the legs up so they're nice and strong, one log line. Interlace the hands, palms behind the back, and start to lift and squeeze with that inhale. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press up onto the knees. Center the hips back over the heels. And come up into downward facing dog. Little gentle movement here. Moving the hips. Moving the heels. Find a little bit of stillness. As you come to your next inhale breath, gaze forward. Gentle bend into the knees and step forward. Feet shoulder width apart here. Bend right into the knees. Drop the belly down onto the thighs. Lower the head, give it a little bit of a shake here. Grab hold of each opposite elbow. And we'll take a very gentle sway and ragdoll. Bringing the right elbow to the right shin and the left. Be conscious of this movement here. Sometimes in practice I see people really getting into the groove and I'm like, folks, slow down. Just a gentle sway. Think of how an elephant moves and replicate that. This is not the time for squirrel moments. Think elephants, not squirrels. Release the hands down to the mat. And very slowly, as you inhale the breath, roll to rise. All the way to standing, and here we are at the top of our mat. We're going to work through our Hatha Yoga Sun Salutations this morning. So they are slightly different to our regular Sun Salutations. So bear with me, but you will be fine. And we have a posture in here called horse riding posture. And I think to myself sometimes, how on earth did we come up with riding a horse looks like this? But that's okay. So ground into your Tadasana. Feel the connection of the feet down to the earth. Maybe lifting the toes, spreading the toes on the mat, belly to spine, heart space lifts. Close the eyes for a moment and just feel the body calibrating and recalibrating here. Exhale the breath. Inhale, arms reach high up overhead. Hands, palms press. Exhale, deep forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. As you exhale, plant the hands, and this time just step the right foot behind. Exhale, drop the right knee down to the earth. Uncurl the toes. Inhale and lift the hands, gazing towards the sky. We're going to have 2 breaths here. Exhale, hands, palms, plant the earth. Step your left foot back to plank. Drop the knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, baby cobra, shift forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips high, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And we're going to lift that right leg just slightly and step the right foot to the right hand. Drop that left knee down to the earth, uncurl the toes. Inhale and lift. This is Asana, horse riding posture. 2 breaths here as we reach our fingertips towards the sky, reach as tall as you can. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth, and you're going to step the left foot forward. Coming into halfway lift. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, roll to rise. All the way to standing, hands, palms press, heart lifts and heels ground. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands by the side. And we repeat that on the left. And that is your Hatha Sun Salutation. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands, palms plant. This time left foot steps back. High lunge. Exhale, down. Low lunge. Inhale, horse riding pose. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Right foot steps back. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest and chin. A little bit of a back bend here. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Little adjustments in your downward facing dog. Belly to spine. Hips lift. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step it forward, low lunge. Inhale, arms reach high, lengthening through the body. Exhale, gentle surrender of the hips. 1 more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, surrender. Hands, palms plant. And stepping the right foot forward. Flat back. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, roll to rise. And we're going to do 1 more set of our Hatha Sun Salutations, right side and left side. Release the hands, inhale, reach high. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back, high lunge, then low lunge. Arms reach high, inhale length, exhale, deepen that surrender. 1 more breath, inhale, exhale, hands, palms plant. We're going to step our left foot back. Knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lift the hips. 2 breaths here. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Right leg lifts. High lunge, low lunge. Inhale, horse riding pose. Lengthen and reach. Exhale, surrender. Lengthen when you inhale. Exhale, surrender. Hands, palms plant. Lift the back heel. Step forward. Flat back. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, roll to rise. Hands, palms press. Heart lifts, heels ground. Hands to heart center. Release hands by the side, last round side, left side. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back, high lunge. Low lunge, uncurl the toes. Horse riding pose. Inhale, lift. Fingertips reach. Exhale, surrender. 1 more breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Right foot steps back, plank pose, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, exhale 1. Press the hands into the mat, lengthen through the back body. Inhale, left leg lifts. High lunge as that left foot steps forward. Low lunge. Inhale, arms reach high. Asana, horse riding pose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, surrender. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands down by the side of the foot. Tuck the toes. Step forward, flat back. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale. Roll to rise, come all the way to standing, hands, palms press, heart lifts, heels ground, hands to heart center, and hands by the side. I want you to release the hands by the side. Take an inhale breath, take them up nice and high, and create Shakti Mudra, which is that yogi gun. You're really pressing the hands together here. and squeezing the elbows towards the ears. Belly to spine, lift the heart space and draw the hands as high. It's almost like I'm replicating my surfboard that's standing next to me here. It's a little bit taller than me, but still I'll just keep stretching. Draw belly to spine. That's one thing we've been barred from. The beaches are closed for physical distancing and there is no surfing here in Bali at the moment. And the beaches are being patrolled. Inhale, lift. Ground and surrender the feet. Feel that lovely stretching through the spine. With your next inhale breath, lift up and stretch on over to the right side. So you're actually sending your hips to the left. You're keeping that lovely long length through the right side of the body. You might even feel a gentle roll onto the outside edge of that left foot. Draw belly to spine, take the shoulders back. 2 more breaths here, deepen the stretch. 1 more breath. Inhale, come back to center. Rest, maybe a little shake of the head. Inhale, lengthen through the body, feeling that long stretch up. Release the breath. Inhale, lengthen and stretch on over to the left, sending the hips to the right side of the room. Maybe rolling onto the knife edge of that right foot. Belly to spine, shoulders back, squeeze and lengthen the arms. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, back to center. This time we're going to gaze up towards the hands. As you inhale, lift the hands and take the hands past the head into this back bend. Hold here for 2 breaths, release the head. Inhale back through center. As you exhale, come all the way forward. Gentle bend into the knees. Plant the hands and drop the head down. Now I do have a gentle bend in my knees here, which you're more than welcome to find. Give the head a little bit of a shake. And today we're going to take the feet and plant them on top of the hands. So the back of my hand is down in the earth and my toes come all the way up to my wrist crease. So you can slightly separate the feet here, or you can also do this with your feet together, yogi's choice. But I have my feet slightly separated. Inhale, lengthen through the back body. Exhale, use the arms to pull the body down. We're lengthening through the back of the legs. So if you have your knees bent, which is perfectly fine, draw belly down to the spine. Sorry, draw belly down to the thighs. Inhale the breath. And you can feel that lengthening through the back body. And as you exhale, send the knees to the back of the mat. Take 2 more breaths here. The inhale, maybe there's a little softening here. And as you exhale, sending those knees back. 1 more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hand away from the foot. Plant that there. On the mat, gently walk the feet back together. Bend into the knees and roll up through the back body. Gently come to standing. Finding that space on your mat, that big forward fold and that back bend. Inhale, bring the hands to heart center. I'm going to take a little tree pose, balance here. As you inhale, lifting into Tadasana, finding that grounded connection to the earth with the left foot. Our focus is on one spot on the floor. And we're going to bring that right foot in to the left thigh. Press the thigh into the foot into the thigh. Find a little bit of balance here, belly to spine. Finding that calm, steady breath, Asana, steadiness and ease. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Come back to your Tadasana. Exhale and release. A little bit of movement with the feet. Coming back to your grounded Tadasana. Finding your one point of focus for your balance. Inhale and lift the left foot into Tadasana, finding balance here. One more breath. And we're going to bring that into tree pose. Left foot into the right thigh. Right thigh pressing hard into that left foot as the left foot is pressing into the thigh. Finding that grounded connection to the earth. Crown of the head growing tall, belly to spine lengthening through the back body. Gentle lift of the heart. We breathe and we bend so that we don't break. Tree pose teaches us the importance of grounding down, yet continuing to grow tall. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, back to Tadasana. Exhale and release down to the mat. Take an inhale breath, reach all the way up high. As you exhale, find your deep forward fold. Stepping back into your plank pose. Gazing forward from the mat. Lifting up and out of the shoulders. That grounded connection to the earth. The hands and the toes. Crown of the head drawing forward, the heels drawing back. Just rolling onto the right side, finding side plank here. Gazing towards that top left hand. Reach that left hand over the top of the head. Gazing towards the fingertips. Inhale, arms lift high. Exhale, release that down to the earth. Come back to your plank. If you need to take a break from your plank, you're more than welcome to drop the knees down. If you'd like to stay up, stay with me and stay up. Doming through the back body, 2 more breaths, gazing forward, lengthening crown of the head, away from the heels. Drop the heels to the left. Inhale, right arm lifts high, side plank. Gazing towards the top fingers. Stacking of the arms, wrist, elbow, shoulder, and lift. 2 more breaths. Exhale. Right hand comes down to the mat. Drop the knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Breathe here. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, step back, press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, gentle gaze forward, bend into the knees, step forward, flat back. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, roll to rise, reaching the arms high. Bring your hands back to Anjali Mudra at the heart center. We're going to lift our left knee to Tadasana. We're going to step back from here into our warrior 2. So that left foot goes behind, and we can turn our hips parallel to the side of our mat and reach our arms shoulder height, extending forwards and backwards. Take a little bit of movement here to find your expression of warrior 2 today. And when you find that expression, come down into that space and take 4 deep, beautiful breaths here. Check. You've got no tension in the shoulders and the neck. For 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Go a little deeper. Last one. Flip that front palm, reach all the way forward, reverse your warrior, up and over, gazing towards the top fingertips. Keep that front knee bent, don't release that knee. Allow yourself to feel and explore this stretch. 1 more breath here. Inhale, come back to your warrior 2. Straighten through that front right leg. Turn the right toes in and maybe adjust that left foot. Bring the hands onto the waist. Inhale, lengthen through the back body, gaze towards the sky. As you exhale, fold forward from the hips, keeping your gaze on the horizon until you absolutely have to look at the floor. Hands, palms down to the earth. And gently pulling the body down. Notice the body weight rocks forward into the toes. Lengthening through the back body. Lengthening through the hamstrings as the hips reach towards the sky. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Lengthen away. Bring the hands to the hips. Exhale a breath. Inhale, come all the way to standing. This time we're going to turn our left foot towards the back of the mat. Take the arms out and explore our warrior 2 on the other side. A little bit of movement here. You'll find your way, your shape for today. And when you arrive in that space, that front left knee tracking over the toe, both hips parallel to the side of the mat, arms reaching, gazing over that front left hand. And we've got 4 breaths here. Focus on the breath and bring yourself into this present moment. Just for today. What's that one small thing you can do just for today? Flip the front palm, reach towards the back of the mat as far as you can. Inhale, up and over, reverse your warrior. Reaching all the way up, gazing towards that top left hand. Try to avoid placing that hand on the knee, stretching down to the shin, or if that's a little challenging, you can pop the hand onto the thigh, but really try and reach away. Inhale, come back through center, return to your warrior 2, straighten through that front left leg, turning the toes, we've come back to parallel to the side of the mat. Interlace the hands, palms behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart space, gazing towards the sky. Exhale, deep forward fold. Hands coming up over the head. Breathing here. Allow the shoulders to relax. Maybe you need to walk the feet a little closer together. Don't be afraid of this posture. Just go there, wherever you might be. Each day you'll get a little something here. Stretching into the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release the left hand down to the earth. So it's roughly underneath the heart chakra here. Inhale and lift the right arm high. So we've got this little twist. Draw the belly into the spine and try and keep the hips square. So if you're shifting, you'll notice that you start to stretch into the adductor of that left thigh. If you aren't shifting the hips and you've kept them square, the twist is in the thoracic spine. Exhale and release. Right hand replaces left. Keep the hips square, lift that left hand and gaze towards that top left hand. 2 more breaths here. Belly to spine. Lengthen the back body. Exhale. Both hands down to the earth. Gently walk that right hand and turn the right foot to the right. Coming into Crescent Lunge. We're just going to lower our hips down here. And we're going to inhale and reach high. From here, we're going to drop the right hand and bring that right hand towards the left thigh and open up the heart space with a gentle reach towards the right side of your mat. So you're kind of going up and back. 2 more breaths here, lifting and lengthening through that back left leg. Exhale and release. Bring the hands down to the mat. Turn this back left heel and we're coming into Skandasana. So not always everyone's favorite or easy pose. And we're going to shift the weight over to this back left leg. Lift the right toes. So you can see I've got my hips down on the earth, but I'm using my hands for balance. I point my toe and I can shift over to the other side. A little bit of hip opening here as I lift that left foot. Inhale, shifting up and over. We're just going to do 2 more of these before we come into Crescent Lunge on the other side. And this last one, we point the toe towards the back of the mat and we can walk the hands all the way over, turning the right heel up to the sky, and we are here in this variation of high lunge. Engage the core, lift up into your crescent, reaching high. Release the left hand down to the back right thigh, reaching up and over, finding that twisted crescent, this little back bend. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release both hands to the inside of that front of the left foot. Take the left foot out to the left side of the mat. We're going to come into lizard lunge. So drop that back knee down to the earth if that's for you today. You can uncurl those toes. This might be you, just here, or you might like to come all the way down onto the elbows and find this lizard lunge stretch. And again, if you want to intensify the stretch from here, you can tuck the toes and lift that back knee up off the earth. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths, whichever variation is working for you today. 2 more breaths. Last breath here. And release that down. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. And shift the body weight into your Skandasana. Rocking it all the way over to the other side. And we've got 3 more of these. So that's 1, actually I think it's 4. That's 2, definitely 4. And we're going to point that toe. And we're going to come back into our lunge on this side. So lizard lunge, hands, palms planted. We're going to drop that back left knee. So this might be you today. If you want to come down a little bit lower, you can come down onto the elbows. This might be your variation. If you want to work a little bit deeper into the hip space, you can lift that back knee. Lengthen through the back body for 4 more breaths. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. This right foot, this little guy, he's gonna lift you back, forearm plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a little side plank here on the forearm because it feels awesome. Exhale and release. Roll it over other side, forearm, side plank. We thought this was gentle today. I think it's pretty gentle. Exhale and release. Knees down to the mat. Send the hips back and find your child's pose. You can have the arms long here, or you can bring them back by the sides, completely up to you. Breathe, feel the connection of the belly to the thighs. Inhale, gentle gaze forward, plant the hands, palms into the mat. Tuck the toes, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale and lift that right leg. Step forward as though you're going to come into Crescent Lunge. Well, you are actually in Crescent Lunge, but the hands are on the earth. I want you to reach this right arm forward. We're going to come into Uttanasana. So if you have a block handy and you haven't practiced this before, the block can be a really nice way to get in here. So from your Crescent Lunge, lift up as though you're coming into Warrior 3. And inhale, open that left hand and left hip. So you're in our Uttanasana half moon. Lengthening the crown of the head away from the hips. And that heel at the back is flexed, that grounded connection of the foot to the floor. Exhale and release back down into your low lunge. Step back, drop the knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And we're going to do this on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. And you're coming into your high lunge. And you're going to walk that left hand forward. And as though you're coming up through Virabhadrasana 3, lifting that back left leg. But the change is that you're going to open that hip and find your Ardha Chandrasana half moon. We've done a little bit of hip opening today. Finding our balance here. Crown of the head draws away. Heel presses and lengthens. And we come back down through our Crescent Lunge. Hand comes down to the earth. Step back into your plank. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Lift the heels and drop the hip. That was just a really graceful way of getting us back down onto the floor, I think. Take the legs out in front of you. So I am probably sitting a little bit weirdly on my mat, just for demonstration purposes. And we're going to come into Paschimottanasana. So flex the foot back towards the face, lengthen through the back of the legs. So the backs of the legs are down onto the earth. Just shift the glutes out of the way a little bit. Inhale the breath, gaze towards the sky. And as you exhale, start to lengthen the body forward and walk the hands by the side of the feet. And isn't that just perfect? The sun is just like right on my eyes. Oh, there it goes. Exhale and release the head down towards the legs. The early morning flow likes to tell you how your lower back is. Mine's feeling a little tight today, and that's okay. 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Walk the hands back. Take your right foot over the top of your left. We're just taking a little half shoelace here, and you can shift that left foot to the right side of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the back body. Walk the hands forward and feeling that lovely stretch into the hips. Wherever you are today, it's just exactly where you need to be, just for today. 2 more breaths here. Actually, let's take 2 more because it feels really good. 1 more breath. Inhale, walk the hands back towards the thighs. Left hand onto the right knee. Inhale and twist. Grounded connection of both hips down to the earth as you gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, length. Exhale, a little bit of depth. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release and come back to center. Uncross that leg, give it a little bit of a shake, cross it over the other way. Right foot to the left side of the mat. Knife edge of the foot down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen through the body. Exhale, body comes down towards the leg. I think my neighbours have adopted a duck. Breathe here, let go. 4 more breaths in this space. Inhale, lift the head, hands walk back towards the hips. Right hand, left knee, gentle twist. Inhale, back through center. Release your feet out to the front, give the knees a little bit of a shake. Come onto your mat. We're just going to take a little bridge pose here. So bring the heels up towards your glutes. I'm just going to shuffle myself forward ever so slightly. Hands plant by the side body. And we're going to lift the hips up off the earth, lift the waist and shoulders, interlace the hands behind the back body, squirrel the shoulders together. Lengthen through the back of the neck by tucking the chin to the chest. Press the feet into the earth and lift for 4 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale and release all the way back down. Releasing here. Knees gently touch together. Taking 2 breaths in this space. We're going to do 1 more bridge pose. Separate the knees, heels in at the butt. Inhale, press the feet into the earth, lift the hips, hands underneath. Lifting, 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 back of the neck into the earth. Chin tucks into the chest, press the feet. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. And as you exhale this time, instead of releasing the arms, release the back body down onto the arms for this little stretch. It's almost like a variation of fish pose. You can feel the heart lifting, but we're using the body weight to stretch into the arms. So really try and sink and surrender. Breathe in this space. 1 more breath. Gently lift the hips, release the arms, and release the shoulder blades. Bring the knees into the chest, and give yourselves a little hug here. We're just going to separate the knees. So the knees are separated here and the feet are flexed. And we're going to drop the knees to one side. So it's almost like a hurdler's pose, but in this twist. And open the arms, gazing towards the right side. So we're just going to take 4 breaths here. You might even like to take that right foot and rest it on the left knee. The left foot and rest it on the right knee. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Inhale, knees through the center. A little bit of rock and roll here. Massaging into the back. Feet are separated. I'm going to drop both knees over to the right. And I'm going to let that right knee rest on the left. So the knees are not together in this exercise. And I'm gazing over to my left hand. Just a little bit of a different twist. 2 more breaths. Seeing what you can let go of just for today. Inhale back through center. And we're coming into our Shavasana. Just give yourselves a little bit of a hug here. And as you exhale, right foot forward, left foot forward, and find your Shavasana. You might like to flex the feet and pull the heels away and allow the body to deeply relax. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, let it go. Feel deeply surrendered in your Shavasana. Let go of the connection to breath. If any thoughts come into the mind, allow them to drift away with that subtle exhale of the breath. This powerful yet effortless breath that's going to lovingly support you through your Shavasana. As always, I encourage you to stay for as long as you possibly can in your Shavasana. So if your phone is close by right now, you can press pause. You can stay here for the next 10 minutes and allow yourself to recalibrate and reap all the benefits of your gentle flow this morning. Closing down the eyes, gentle tuck of the chin to the chest, lengthening the cervical spine. Allowing yourself to breathe and be, just for today. When you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, gently move the fingers, the wrists, the toes, maybe making some circles with the wrists and the ankles. Bring the right knee into the chest, bring the left knee into the chest, roll over to one side, support the head with the hands, and gently make your way up to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Crossing the legs. Bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center, a gentle humble bow of the head. Closing our practice with one Om and 3 Shantis today. Taking an inhale breath and releasing that breath. Next inhale for Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Deep inhale breath into the heart space. Let that breath go. Just for today, finding that little bit of joy in your journey wherever it might be. Thank you so much for joining me in this beautiful collective practice, your gentle flow this morning. I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you for our next tutorial. Namaste.